Grant Smith here with the National Weather Service here in Juneau, Alaska, here with Aaron Brunson.
Hello.
Oh, you're one of our, you've been here a couple years now.
Yeah, about
You've
a
been
year and a half.
yeah, been a couple of videos. So she's no stranger to the challenges of weather forecasting in Southeast Alaska. And today has been
A challenging day.
quite a challenge. Yes. So we kind of broke up the forecast into different parts. I've been on the rest of today into the tonight period. So right now we're dealing with this first round exiting out. As of right now, it's shortly before 4 o'clock on December 13th, Saturday, and still seeing a lot of snow out there. About an hour ago, we had about an inch on our board, and this snow will continue to move through. Thinking we'll see diminishing snow rates because the snow is exiting out. We're getting to the second half of this first round of snow. And then it's your part, which is tomorrow, Sunday, December 14th, another round of snow. So let's get into it here. What have you been seeing? You were here yesterday, so you kind of got to see how the models have changed from yesterday to today. What are you seeing in the data, and what went through your decision-making process, working with the lead forecaster today to make the final decisions for this afternoon's weather package?
So kind of what we're seeing in the tomorrow period, the Sunday period, we, again, like Grant said, we have a little bit of a lull late tonight, and then right away tomorrow morning, another low pressure system starts to push into the southern panhandle and starts to bring that moderate to heavy precipitation to the far south. And then that precipitation is going to continue to push northward into the central panhandle and even a little bit into the northern panhandle as we just get reinforcing systems and waves along with that low. Our main challenge is dry air in the north.
Yep.
And which it will affect moisture, which could affect the amount of snow in the north central panhandle. And then for the central panhandle around Wrangell and Petersburg, even to Cake, our main challenge there is the increasing temperatures, which could transition snow to a mix or to rain sooner than what we are expecting.
And we saw that today. That was one of the challenges that me and the lead forecaster were doing, is we were watching the south. When we first came in, they were snowing, and then they were what we call upping, unknown precipitation. So we're like, oh, they're upping. Oh, we're getting excited, starting to switch. And then like 2 hours later, finally became rain. And so we got the warm air in place, and then the next system coming in and kind of reinforcing that warmer air. So probably like the southern, I guess, I don't know what your time looked like, but for mine, it was the southern half of Prince of Wales Island, Ketchikan and Metlakatla. That area would stay warm enough. Is that kind of what you were seeing for tomorrow?
Yeah, that area is going to stay warm. Almost all of Prince of Wales Island for me.
Okay, so that warm air would have kept pushing
moving northward.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. I know you're kind of talking about the southern half, but into Sunday, that warm air keeps pushing northward. That we kind of see that rain snow line start to really be right in between Wrangell, Petersburg, in that area. So right around where we are seeing more of our complications in the forecast.
Okay, so after digging through all the areas and all the data, and you finally limited it down, made some decisions with the lead forecaster. We're going to get into that. Now, other stations, we've got other forecasters working on the graphics that will be posted online. So we're just going to go old school here with the printouts. And we're just going to go through it here. First of all, the winter weather advisory for today's period for the southern panhandle, that was allowed to expire this afternoon because, as we mentioned, it switched to rain. And once it switches over to rain, we weren't going to get that real cold push back in. So we just left it as rain through the tonight period and into tomorrow. And then for the Petersburg, Cake, and Port Alexander areas, winter weather advisory remains in effect until 9 p.m., just an additional 2 to 4 inches of snow. And then we get into your tomorrow time period, winter storm warning for 8 to 15 inches of snow. And that's going to be that was well over a 24-hour time period. So this isn't going to be like a real short thing. It's going to be drawn out a
Long duration
long
event.
duration event.
Yeah, we're gonna start to see that snow kind of start in that Petersburg Wrangell area, kind of Sunday morning, and then continue to see some of those heavier rates into Sunday evening before they really start to diminish. And our main challenge for that area, like we were talking about, is
Yeah, the concerns, or
the
our,
concerns.
our lead forecaster calls it the boom or bust. Boom, what could make it get more snow? So what would make the 8 to 15-inch forecast be not enough? What would make it more snow? What would be the scenario that would cause it to have more snow?
Yeah, the scenario with more snow would be our excess moisture. So, one thing we think about a lot for Petersburg as we get those easterly winds pushing right up against those mountains, bringing more lift, as meteorologists call it, and that will overall could bring more moisture to the area, which would result in higher snow rates as long as the temperatures stay around that cooler freezing air, level.
Which I'm guessing the warmer weather would be the opposite of that. So if
Mhm.
the warmer air is able to push far enough north, that would lower the snowfall amount. So that's going to be the other end. That would be the bust.
Yep.
So that warmer air moving in. And I'm looking at you got there behind you there. You can see on her screen there where the green, that's going to be with the rain. And then that blue shaded area, that's right over the Wrangell Petersburg area where we're seeing that rain snow line. So that'll be fun to watch it evolve tomorrow.
Hmm. And kind of those, just to hit on quick, those higher amounts on that warning is just because that we get that band of precipitation, the heaviest band of precipitation, just right over that southern Admiralty and Port Alexander area.
Okay. And the next one here, just reading down the list, this would be the winter storm warning for Admiralty Island. So Angoon. This was specifically isolated out for Angoon. 6 a.m. Sunday to 6 a.m. Monday. So 24-hour warning. So another longer duration one for 8 to 12 inches of snow. And your notes here about moisture availability. That would be the concern that would increase or decrease that 8 to 12 inches, that moisture availability. Because you're getting far enough north, you start fighting that dry air.
Yep. That fighting dry air is gonna be our main factor, basically from Angoon northward. So again, we're gonna talk about it, but into the icy strait corridor. So that's Gustavus, Hoona, Juneau, and then the farther north you go. So we do not have any advisors or warnings out for Haines or Skagway, but that is because they are continuing to get that northerly flow, northerly dry air throughout the entire time period.
Yeah, and that was the part in the tonight period. I kept the chances in there. I kept them like slight chance or low end chance because that cold, drier air keeping things drier. So yeah, there could be some flurries in there, but the overall bulk thinking it should stay dry. So for the Angoon area, the winter storm warning for 8 to 12 inches of snow for Sunday 6 a.m. to Sunday Monday, or 6 a.m. Sunday to 6 a.m. Monday. Main concern is moisture availability. More moisture is able to sneak in there. Could see higher amounts. Not enough moisture, or the dry air keeps fighting it, would lower the amounts. But for now, we're going with 8 to 12 inches of snow. Okay, the next one. This is for Hoona, Tenakee Springs, and Juneau. Winter storm warning in effect from 9 a.m. Sunday to 6 a.m. Monday for 7 to 12 inches of snow when it's all said and done. And as you were saying, moisture availability is going to be a big concern for this area.
Yep, moisture availability again. And it is a little bit of a confidence booster that we are starting to see that snow move into the area tonight, because that is showing that we are having that available moisture, which is increasing our confidence that this will likely turn out to be a snow event that will have the moisture it needs to bring higher amounts of snow.
Yes, and then to isolate Juneau itself, because it wouldn't be a nice, easy snowfall forecast if we weren't also adding on 60-mile-an-hour winds,
Uh-huh.
which that is a great job of just destroying snowflakes, and then we get nothing. So
If you are someone who lives in downtown Juneau or went to downtown Juneau today, You probably noticed a gustier environment, and that is due to the mountain wave over the Taku, through the Taku Inlet, and into downtown Juneau. And we are going to see a similar thing tomorrow. Actually, first see those increased winds in the morning, and then slight diminish, and then even stronger in the evening. So, with those isolated or frequent wind gusts to still 60 miles an hour.
Okay, so this could end up being one of the scenarios where downtown Juneau doesn't get as much snow as, say, the valley or out the road, because those areas don't have the strong winds. So this will be interesting to see how it plays out, where the heavy snow does end up going. All right, so the next one was the warning for Hyder. This was issued yesterday for total snow accumulations of 25 to 30 inches. I was a part of that team that issued this. Our main concern is going to be temperatures. Our assumption is that the cold air was just going to stay in place. So that warmer air surging up from the north, that Metlakatla, Ketchikan, and southern Prince of Wales Island, the rain, that would not make its way into Hyder. So they're going to see snow all weekend long. That's our thinking. The next one was a new one from you. Winter weather advisory remains in effect until 9 p.m. this evening, Saturday, for Wrangell. Wrangell and Petersburg have been the challenges for today. Additional snow accumulations of 1 to 3 inches for Wrangell. And then tomorrow, the your winter weather advisory for 3 a.m. Sunday to 3 a.m. Monday. So another
24-hour period. Yeah, so our main concern in the Wrangell area, as we're talking about kind of where that rain snow line falls, is the temperatures in Wrangell that we are seeing. So Wrangell is a lot warmer than Petersburg right now. Wrangell is about 28, 29 degrees, and Petersburg is sitting around 23 degrees. So that shows that that warm air is already making its way into Wrangell. The one thing that we are also thinking about is something called snowmelt cooling. So as the snow falls, it can cool the environment around it. Even if it doesn't reach the surface, it can cool the environment, which could allow for cooler temperatures at the surface.
Okay, and that is for 6 to 9 inches over 24 hours for the city of Wrangell. But the concern is temperatures. If you can get warm enough, you won't see as much snow. So that'll be another fun thing that we get to watch for tomorrow. All right, keep on moving through. This will be winter weather advisory in effect for Gustavus. 3 to 5 inches of snow from 9 a.m. Sunday to 6 a.m. Monday. Moisture issue was another issue. Yeah, we got those north winds driving down that moisture, but if we can overpower it, another 3 to 5 inches there.
Yeah.
So, all right, and then lastly, Elfin Cove, Pelican, and Sitka along the coast. They're a whole nother ball game of what we could deal with there. Winter weather advisory from 9 a.m. Sunday to 6 a.m. Monday. 6 to 8 inches of snow over 24 hours. Another long duration event. Moisture availability, especially for Elfin Cove and Pelican, but Sitka, they might have the interaction with the ocean, and that could cause all sorts of fun there.
Yeah, so Sitka could see the influence of the onshore flow, warmer air from the ocean, which also could depend on where our low ends up deciding to set up.
Okay, so yeah, so 6 to 8 inches for this last advisory here. And the wind effects coming off the ocean would be the limiting factor for the coastal regions that could affect the final snow totals. So lots to watch out for over the next 24 hours. Thanks for joining me today. Thanks for working. I know you and our lead forecaster, Nick, were doing a lot of talking today, trying to hash all this out and figure it out. So we will continue to watch over the weekend. Let you know how it goes. I guess you can just read up on our shift log and see how it all goes. So if you missed all this, if it went too fast, weather.gov/Juneau is where you can find all the information there. It's already on the website, so feel free to check that out. For now, I'm Grant Smith.
I'm Aaron Brunson.
Have a good evening. It's going to slide up here and turn it off.